So, like I said, you must fill the PIQ to know about the details and avoid overwriting. Do not overwrite or cutting. So once you practice, you know what exactly you are going to fill. You will be. Then you must have adequate awareness of your surroundings, the service applied for, and general awareness. Okay. If you have done some education or if you live in a particular place, you must be aware of that place. What is it? What is the background? What is it famous for? What is the population? What are the facilities? So that awareness is very important. Similarly, when you apply for a service, if you want to join the efforts, you must have all the details. You must know what job, what responsibility we are doing. If you are going to become a pilot, where is your training going to be done? What aeroplane will you fly? What are the different types of aeroplanes? So this awareness should be there, and similarly you must read the newspaper and keep yourself updated on what's happening around in the country and the world. It is important to be confident. Okay. Once a person is confident, it shows that he's a relaxed, he is cool-minded, and a confident person will normally, mix easily with people. He will not have that type of stage fear. And this confidence is also linked to knowledge. If your knowledge is updated, then your confidence level will be high, because if I ask you something and you are aware, so you will be able to answer better. Now here there is a thin line. Certain times I have seen the candidates from confidence move towards arrogance. Okay, so confidence is good. Overconfidence, again, a bit questionable, and arrogance is something which is definitely not acceptable. When does arrogance set in? Arrogance sets in when you are not knowing something and you still insist you are right, and then at times your body language changes, your tone changes. That arrogance becomes fear. Then it is very important to know about yourself. You must know what are your strong points. You must also know there are some areas where you can improve. So these are also important, because once you know the areas of improvement, then only you can improve in those areas. So first thing is you must know, and second thing is that you must work towards the improvement in those. Okay, though this is not a part of interview, but I would say that physical fitness also before you come to SSB, concentrate on that. That is also a part of SSB. So this is not a part of interview, but I would suggest a very habit. Then whatever subject is your favorite, you must have adequate information about those subjects. Okay, there is a possibility that somebody would like to have. Okay, PIQ, I have already told you that listen to the briefing, fill up all the points, don't leave anything. And very important is that during the interview, you must make sure you mention the points which are put in the PIQ. Otherwise, it gives an impression that this is all fudgy. Okay? And sometimes what happens, a student will miss out, a candidate will miss out inputs, which if he had spoken, would have been of great benefit. Okay? Let's say a person has written something like adventure activities. Okay, now there is opportunity, your interest, hobby, in places like this where he should be bringing out, and then if he is actually done, it helps to raise the level. Okay, dress up soberly, whether you wear a tie or not, it really doesn't matter, but don't go with a red shirt and a blue pant. Try to wear pastel colored clothes, but if you are wearing a tie, make sure that your shirt button is intact and your tie is tucked in. That is very important. If you know you are hanging your tie 2 inches below, it looks like you are a filmy hero, you just entered a bar or something. So before you go, make sure that you go to the washroom, see that you are presentable. Sometimes after GT itself you may be asked to go for the interview, so there's nothing much you can do. But what you can do, you can go and dust your shoes, you can wash your face and comb your hair. That's the best you can do. So it shows that you have taken time. Now, there are no fixed answers in this, interview. So, answer expert your experience and be honest. Enter the room with a smile. Nervousness is there, whatever I may say, but when you enter, there is a nervousness. Some interviewing officers like to shake hands. If the person extends his hand, you go. If you go and shake hands, don't make it a little shake hand, be a little firm. If not, you will first wish and make sure that you wish correctly as per time of the day. That's the first thing you're going to speak, don't make it wrong. Once you ask to sit down, then sit towards the rear of the chair so that your back is upright. And it is very important to have eye contact. You must maintain eye contact with the interviewing officer as much as possible. We have the details of your journey, distance, places and road, cost of ticket, train, etc. About the place you stay, about your job, about your locality, have all these details. The reason being that the opening is to make the candidate comfortable. So in that comfortable, it will normally not start with a question, but it will be with something with the activity which a person has already done. Okay, could be about an NCC camp, could be about your journey, could be how do you prepare, could be about the place you come from. So whatever it is, you must speak and try to speak for a longer period, because what happens is you go and hear your voice and you are apprehensive, you keep pushing, and then you find he is telling me, tell me about your place. So you start speaking, you hear your voice, your confidence keeps going up. And to the interviewing officer, it's like the first impression that how logical is the presentation and how good is the awareness. Now, very important aspect is also you should try to avoid making into a question answer session. The questions are going to be punched. Once the questions are given, you should try to, without reminding, answer all the questions and give details. Many questions will have reasons or asking for details. Even if not, you give as many details as possible. So, very good interview is 20-80, but even if you are somewhere around 30-70, where you speak 70% interview, it's fine. Avoid being reminded. Okay, if you can answer as per sequence, very good. If not, make sure at least to answer, and you should not be asking again and again, sir, can you kindly repeat, that. When your questions are come to you, speak with care, don't rush with answers, take your time. Some candidates are very in a great rush, even before the interviewing officer can, finish off, they already want to start answering. Don't be in a rush, think and deliberate. Okay? So, after that, what I would say is that don't give excuses. This is very important. If there is a failure somewhere, then accept it, and then you must say that you have overcome that. Okay? Why did your marks go down in class 12? Sir, my mother was sick. When was the exam? In March. When was your mother sick? She was previous year October. How many members are there in your family? My uncle is staying with me. I have 2 elder brothers, 1 elder sister. I am the youngest. Now, is this the reason for his marks going down? How many days was your mother in hospital? 5 days. Does that justify your marks going down? It doesn't. Okay. But at the same time, for everything, you should not be saying, I'll find out. If I ask you anything, I'll find out. I'll update myself. I'll find out later. So then, that means you are not prepared. Then why are you coming for the SSP if you are not prepared? So somewhere, you can ask but not over. So details I've already told you, and the answer should be realistic. No reasons for joining army, etc. They should be little realistic. So in addition to your own strengths and weaknesses, you must know about your family members, about your friends, about your teachers. All these same, the strengths and weakness should be there. And wherever it is possible, we will bring out the strengths and highlight our strengths. Don't use OAQ words. Okay? I find that I am very socially adaptable, I am very courageous. Okay? My speed of decision is very good. No. I have no hesitation, sir. I mix very freely with people and they enjoy my company. Okay, I can work for, study for long hours without a break. Okay, so you have to give this type of example rather than using the OLP words. Chemistry with friends and family is important. Daily routine, once again, important. Most of the students, what they do, the candidates, they will come, एक दूसरे की देख के, I have never seen anybody who gets up late. Everybody gets up at 5 o'clock, everybody goes for a run, and everybody does the same time. Be factual about these things. And walking is something at your people's age is not an acceptable activity. You should be more focused on running, building your stamina. That is more in building. Okay, previous failures, whatever, like I told you, is fine. If you are working, then your knowledge about your job, about your qualities, and important input is also do not ask your colleagues. When they come out, yeah, तेरे को क्या पूछा? So that type of thing also you should avoid. Okay. So with that, I finish with the briefing of the interview. And now, first, anybody has any doubts so far on PIQ and requirement of interview? Okay. So if there are no issues in this field, then what we will do, we will start with the questions and the interview, and Alpana, you keep answering as per whatever you feel, and after that, once the interview is over, then I will be giving you a debrief, and once that is over, then we will continue about your difficulties, and then we open it to the house.
Okay. Yes.
Right. So, so this already you understood. When you enter, you wish, and you then sit. Okay. So I find that you have taken choice of subject as aerospace engineering.
Yes, sir.
So this is a very uncommon type of thing.
Hello.
How did you find your education commensurate to this? How did you develop the interest? Tell me about the type of jobs you held, some interesting aspects and certain areas where you faced difficulties. How did you overcome that? Update.
So, sir, as a child, I was always interested in watching aircraft, and I always wanted to know how they fly. And as I grew up and started exploring on understanding how these fly, so the starting point was that. So I realized that aeronautical and aerospace engineering are certain subjects in the field of engineering where we are taught such concepts of how an airplane flies. So that's how I developed my interest, and I realized that I should pursue aeronautical or aerospace engineering. And after my 12th, I was actually solely interested in aeronautical engineering, not much in space, to be honest, but because I did not get the college of my choice in aeronautical engineering, and the college of my choice had only aerospace engineering. So I pursued that and went ahead with that. Speaking of jobs, I was placed in Tata Advanced Systems Limited in Hyderabad, which is an aerospace and defense-based company, but private company. But I wanted to prepare for government exams and defense exams such as that. So I did not enjoying it. But other jobs I have been in internships during my college. The first internship was at Kukreja Aerospace, which is an aviation maintenance company based in Hyderabad, and the second internship was in Aeronautical Development Establishment, which is a lab of the Defense Research Development Organization, or DRDO, in Bangalore. So there I pursued practical knowledge on how aerospace engineers actually work, and that is how I gained experience. And based on
So
that,
basically,
I
were you more inclined towards aeroplanes and all these jobs which you are doing? Was it related to aeroplane maintenance or was it with other aerospace issues?
they were primarily, when if I speak of my internship at Vijay Aerospace, that was completely based on airplane maintenance. And in AD, which is in DRDO, that was based on the development of unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs.
Okay.
So yes.
Since you are aware of this aircraft maintenance, tell me four important issues which are considered while an aircraft maintenance in progress. What are the different type of metals which are used in construction of airplanes? And something about the control surfaces and control towers.
So, speaking of the metals used in aircraft construction today, sir, aluminium is the most widely used metal which is used in aircraft due to its lightweight and also due to its strength, high strength. And at the same time, titanium is also used these days even more, especially in private jetliners. A lot of private companies which manufacture aircraft use titanium. Of course, titanium is still a rising use and not completely used as much as aluminum is because of its high cost. But because it has proved its high strength, and it is also proved to be very effective in high temperatures as well. So titanium is used, and at the same time, there are many alloys which are used, like nickel,
Okay.
chromium alloys are used, and nickel, chromium alloys mostly used in aircraft engines. And speaking of the issues in aircraft maintenance today, as much as I have observed, sir, if I speak of specifically in India, in aircraft maintenance, there are very good laws which have been made by Director General of Civil Aviation (DGCA) for private aircraft as such, but there are implementation issues that are happening. There are less aircraft maintenance engineers who are being hired. So because of these gaps, uh, the problem that is happening is maintenance is not happening on time. The aircraft is staying on ground for either too long or it is not happening at all, due to which there has been crashes in the past, and
Okay,
the most
Abuna, also I would
recently.
like to know, all the parts have an extension, but they have a life. Okay, life cycle, they have maybe 20 hours or 200 hours. And then sometimes I find that an extension has been given. How is an extension given to a part? And secondly, why there are so many rivets in an aeroplane?
So, sir, when it comes to extensions are given only when there is always a life cycle of every single part in an aircraft. So, once the aircraft reaches a certain before it reaches a certain life cycle, generally this type of maintenance is called preventive maintenance, in which a part comes closer to its end of life cycle, and then at that time the company or the airline, they or the
Okay,
maintenance engineers, they
why
still
rivets in aircraft? Why so many rivets?
limits, because an aircraft has, it's not completely just one full unit, but it is a combination of many units joined together. So when and a lot of metal sheets that are joined together,
Okay.
so
What
that's
is
why rivets are
the
used.
what is the use of the rudder in an aeroplane?
So, sir, the rudder is used for the left and right motion of the nose of the aircraft, which is known as the yawing motion. So, rudder helps in that movement in the aircraft.
Okay, a rudder is stuck in the center position. Can you turn the aircraft?
It is not possible to turn the aircraft when it is stuck in the central position.
Can
As
bearing thrust help to turn the aircraft?
Bearing thrust, if the ailerons, sir, which help in the rolling movement of the aircraft, if that is working, and then definitely bearing thrust can help in a way to move because, and if the ailerons are also not working, then bearing thrust can help depending on if one engine thrust is increased, then the
Okay.
aircraft can roll to one side, so
So
it
are
can be
you enjoying
used.
your job?
So right now I'm preparing for my defense exams. I'm preparing for my CDS, so I'm not currently doing a job as such.
Okay, right.
Yes.
Anyway, you have the experience, so that's fine. So, Alpana, we will now first talk about your education and we'll take class 10 as your baseline. Starting from
Yes.
10 onwards, the overall percentage of marks you scored in each class up till now, your most favorite subject with reasons for like, and if there was a subject you were not interested in, those details. Then about the teacher who has been your most favorite or like teacher. Once again, your passion or reasons for liking that person. And if the teacher didn't impress you, those details as well. Then we'll talk about your friend circle, how friendly are you and how big is your circle, and amongst them, who would be your best friend and what would be the reasons for considering that person to be your best friend. Finally, we talk about the extracurricular activities that you participated in or any position of responsibility that you held during your education.
Okay, sir. So starting from my 10th, sir, in class 10, I scored a total of 97.6% in my class 10 exams. And in class 12, I scored 96% in my board exams. And in college, I scored 80.1% CGPA. And in 10th standard, my favorite subject was English literature. And it also continued in 12th as well. Because English literature is a subject I really enjoy, and I love reading stories. I love reading about characters, and I feel that literature helps us in understanding people better through different characters, and we also get to understand the author's perspective and how imaginative humans can be in forming their own little worlds in their heads. So that was always something that interested me, and the reason and why I have liked English literature is because of our teacher at that time, who was my teacher in 10th and 12th board, Mrs. Soumya Vardharajan ma'am. She was the one who made literature very easy for us, and she also served as my favorite teacher because she made literature so much fun that we all felt as students that we are currently living in that setting of the story which she's teaching. She used to dramatize a lot and she used to speak the dialogues in different voices. So if one character is speaking, she will speak in a different voice, and if the other character is responding, she will respond and speak that dialogue, read that dialogue in a different voice. So it made us, it was very enjoyable. All of her classes were very enjoyable, and at the same time, whenever I had any doubts, and I could just go to her anytime, after classes, before classes. I could even call her, I could even message her. She even gave us that freedom to message her, even though it was not school hours, she was busy at home. But she always gave us that time. She was always there for us. So that's why I felt that ma'am is my favorite teacher. And speaking of the subject I did not like in school, in class 10, I did not like geography because it was very hard for me to learn all the passes and the capitals of all the cities at that time. And so it was difficult for me. And in 12th, the subject I did not like was, even though it is very important for my field, but I did not like physics because not because it was as a subject.
I would not be interested in you breaking them up class wise. I would like to take
Okay,
the
sir.
overall perspective.
Okay, so geography, I would say, is a subject I really disliked a lot because of the reasons I mentioned. And the teacher I disliked was in school. I liked all my teachers; they were always available for me. But in college, we had a professor named Professor Uma Shankar sir. He taught us well, but he was a little rude to most of us most of the time, and sometimes it was tough based on his mood swings. And we never understood why he was being rude to certain students. Even when certain student was not talking, he used to scream, and only because he moved a little or something like that. So that was something, and he was not very approachable as well. So we could not ask him doubts. We were always scared. What will he say if he asks something? He will say it's a stupid question or something like that. So that is why I did not, I disliked him a little. Then, so speaking of my extracurricular activities, in school I have taken part in debate competitions and at the same, but compared to school, and then also in Olympiads as well. I was English, Hindi Olympiads, and even in science Olympiads, I have taken part academically. And in college, I have taken a lot of participation in extracurricular activities. Like there was a department club which we had in college, and it was the rocketry club of our department, and I was given the position of the computer aided designer officer. So there I had participated in activities which involved designing models of rockets or aircraft in various competitions. And then I also took part. There were very yearly competitions held by our department in which we all had to investigate different aircraft incidents. So I also took part in that, and I got first runner-up in the competition as well. And besides that, the internships which I have done in Ziegler Aerospace and in Aeronautical Development Establishment, that I would also have done that besides being in college. And in fact, I call that extracurricular because the internship with Ziegler Aerospace was something I did not because it had to score marks or something, but because it was my interest and I really wanted to explore opportunities beyond my academics.
Okay.
So
Your
and
friend and your best friend.
friends, yes, sir. So, and when it comes to my friends, I have a good friend circle. And both in school and college, I had good friend circles of 3 to 4 people. And my best friend is Devmeena Bhattacharya. She is currently working at HarperCollins Publishing Company in Delhi. And the reason why I consider her as my closest friend is because she's extremely practical as a person. So she thinks everything logically, she makes every decision very logically. And I sometimes tend to become a little impulsive when I'm angry or when I'm a little stressed, I become a little impulsive. But so I go to her and she provides me the best solution for any problem in which I'm stuck. So she's always there for me, and I can literally reach out to her anytime. And despite all the work pressure that she's facing in her own occupation, she always makes time for me and replies to me and solves all my issues and listens to me when I have to share something with her, any problem with her. I also do my best to listen to her, and she's also very trustworthy. You can tell her any of your secrets and nobody else will know. It will be kept with her very strongly. So she's very trustworthy that way. She's always very particular with her word. She keeps her promises. So if she says that I will come and meet you,
Best friend because she was a bomb also.
that came out as a coincidence, honestly. That was nothing. Never that never came to my mind that she's a Bengali. And in fact, we don't speak in Bengali at all.
You were made for the. Why were you given that responsibility?
I was nominated, sir. So the departmental club was started by a faculty who really liked my CAD skills. He used to give us assignments, and he felt that the highest scorer should be in this. So in my class, I was the highest scorer, and also the